is Davine Toomba going downhill, getting the and one opportunity off a beautiful entry pass from Barry herself.
And it was interesting, her mindset. It was with every question we asked her about her play, about her team's play, and the confidence she has, she, verbatim, every time I go out on the floor, I go out to kill. She said it doesn't matter who I'm playing against, it doesn't matter the record, it doesn't matter the experience. She says, I know in my abilities that I am better than anybody else you can put against me.
The Colts tossing away on their first possession. Jada Quealy gives it to Toomba. Back to Quealy. Barry's in the corner. Quealy wants it down low. Believes Shibangu out to Barry. The three is off the mark. Tip pass into Shibangu. Up and strong off the backboard and through. 5-0 lead early for Royal Crown. Nina Wisniewicz throws it away, but that's off the fingertips of Jiska Baila, so out of bounds off the Lions. Bill Crothers get their first look at the offensive set. Shot is up and bottom, Alyssa Gooding. Here's Quealy. Toomba. Nina Wisniewicz disrupting that pass intended for Chance Barry down on the block. Wisniewicz had a great performance yesterday offensively. Quealy doing a lot of the ball handling responsibilities early in this game. Beautiful pass to the diving Shibangu for another 2 points. 4 points for Shibangu, 3 for Toomba so far in the game for the Lions. Nice pass on the baseline, and there's Toomba on the block. The length that this Lions team has makes it difficult to get a shot off. Even if it's a catch and shoot, the pass is on time, on target. There's a hand in the face immediately.
I was going to maybe suggest if Pesnik would have just been better off driving in, because we know how good Royal Crown is at timing those interceptions, but when you're that far down, honestly, it's kind of a give and take. You either take the shot or you go for the drive.
At the expiration of the shot clock, it's the Lions the other way. Careless pass into the middle. Barry there for it. Hits the deck. Shibangu, second chance opportunity. Sienna Petsnick comes away with the rebound. Now it's Wisniewicz over the timeline. Petsnick to the side. Corner three up. That rattles in for three. 7-6 now. And the Colts getting some help from Alonzo. Out of bounds off the Colts. Royal Crown will have it on the baseline. Katarina Veljevic checks in. Jiska Baila to the bench. Toomba. Shibangu. 6 points in the opening minute, 2.5 for Shibangu. Good ball movement now by the Colts. The near side, Kate Lonergan. Kate Lonergan under the basket, gets Toomba in the air. Can't complete the play. Fighting for the rebound. There's two Colts against Toomba, and Toomba calmly turns and heads up court. Shooter in motion. Foul's going to go on, believe, Shibangu as she goes for the offensive rebound against Sienna Petsnick. Barry with the steal. Veljevic to Barry from the elbow. Yeah, you can count on that. Gooding to Wisniewicz. Left hand. Toomba, too much contact on the body. And Nina Wisniewicz to the free throw line.
I think sometimes because Royal Crown has been so successful in the timing of getting those blocks, sometimes they can become a bit complacent in naturally always just swinging their arms. Sometimes I think it would benefit just to hold your positioning, hold your ground, and see the play and how it develops, because if you are constantly swinging without hitting the ball, obviously, as we know, you're going to get yourself into foul trouble.
Eunicia Salgado and Johanna Fami get their first action today. Barry calls out the play. Salgado sets the screen, it's ignored. Barry all the way to the rack, uncontested. Too easy, cut through that defense. Barry with the steal. Left-handed and one opportunity. Chance Barry can't be slowed down. This Royal Crown team is relentless. Every single possession, 100% effort from all 5 players on the floor. Free throw by Barry is missed. Lonergan with the rebound. Finding a lane. Wisniewicz, nice entry pass from a teammate ahead of everybody, Johanna Fami. But there with the arms up was Lonergan. Corner shooter, 3 is up, bottom. And the Colts come charging back.
That play has happened 2 times now, where she just naturally positions herself in the corner. She knows her team will find her. Beautiful shot.
Quealy putting on a flurry of moves baseline, stepping out of bounds before getting the pass off, and that's a turnover. 3-point game, Royal Crown in front, but Bill Crothers right there with them, courtesy of Sana Alonso, number 5 in black. If you're just joining us, we appreciate you tuning in on the OSBA TV YouTube page. Nina Wisniewicz to the far side. Rihanna Hart-Palarka gets it right back into the middle to Alyssa Gooding. The handoff to Lonergan. And Katarina Veljevic with the steal, but they're going to call a jump ball first possession arrow favoring Royal Crown. Correction, Bill Crothers will maintain possession. Four seconds on the shot clock, and Wisniewicz just dribbles it into trouble. Pass intended for Veljevic is corralled. Maya Robinson to Veljevic. Tough take. Veljevic gets her own rebound, second chance opportunity, and Katarina Veljevic to the free throw line.
It's not very often where you have players on a team that have been able to represent their country at the national level. And Royal Crown just has like a solid foundation of that. Obviously, we got to talk to Chance Barry. She's been able to represent Canada. Johanna Fami has been able to represent Canada. The fact that these two are able to have played together and then translate that into the prep program, I'm not the best at math. I just want to know what the percentages of that are, to be honest. That you see 2 girls who can represent themselves at the same prep school and at the national level. It's astounding.
Definitely an accomplishment and a testament to the requirements of playing for Royal Crown and for playing for your country. Turnover on the offensive end, and here come the Colts. Gooding. Entry pass. Gooding gets it right back. Thought about the shot. Hesitates to the rack. Alyssa Gooding, and the Colts trail by 1. Amaya Robinson. Johanna Fami. Handoff. Veljevic to the rack. That one knocked loose. Colts out on the run. Gooding waits for her defender to get by, and then last touched there by Rihanna Calvert and knocked out of bounds. Colts ball, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Rihanna Hart-Palarka accepts the inbound pass. And Wisniewicz moves downhill. Over and back is the call as Kate Lonergan went back into the backcourt to secure the loose ball. And the referee's going to come together to talk about the call. All right, and after a quick conversation, the Colts will have possession because the ball was knocked loose and it wasn't brought back over in possession by the Colts. Now Coach Lee getting that explained to her. And we are back in play. Palarka turning around, 1 second, got to get the shot off. Blocked by Calvert. Good active hands, walling up, strong defense. It's Robinson over the timeline. Fahmy flashes at the elbow. Robinson now working to her right, sees the roller. It's Fahmy, 1-2 step. Off the iron, second chance opportunity, good. Eunicia Salgado, she was impressive in yesterday's game for Royal Crown. The Colts have numbers. The Lions hounding defense. Wisniewicz. Fahmy with the turnover. Robinson ahead. Salgado corrals the loose ball. Fahmy from deep off the side of the iron. Salgado, second chance opportunity, knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Colts. Royal Crown ball, 10 seconds on the shot clock. I think they should reset that to 14.
I believe it touched the rim.
And they will not. Fahmy accepts the inbound pass, one dribble, gets to her spot, off the backboard and through. Another tough assignment down low is Johanna Fahmy. And look at that, Katarina Veljovic coming over quick to force some trouble on the near side, using that side out as a help defender. Wisniewicz top side, Gooding works baseline, steps inside the three-point line, just too strong. Salgado with the loose ball collected. Robinson ahead, Fahmy. One move to the basket. She'll go to the free throw line for two. Foul's gonna go on Kate Lonergan.
I don't know if it was intentional, but Fahmy looked to pass first, and she took like 2 seconds to pivot, and then she actually took it herself. But in doing so, it allowed the defender to take her out of the equation in terms of thinking she was actually going to take it to the net. So in an effort to look to make the pass, it allowed her to have a better drive action to get to the net, and we see her head to the line for two here.
That second shot off the mark. And Katarina Veljovic just has an unmatched energy on this court, number 6 in white. It's something you can't teach, something you can't coach. Energy and effort. And a vital piece to any basketball puzzle is that piece, the energy and effort part of the equation. Fahmy finds a diving Calvert. Kicked out. Salgado knocked out of bounds by the Colts, so 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Royal Crown, who have it on the baseline out of bounds. Veljovic again on the floor. Fahmy's got to get the shot up. Uses the glass, 23-14, the Lions ahead. Do the Colts have a response before the end of the first quarter? Veljovic, steal, left-handed layup, good. Wisniewicz into the front court. There is a push on the side.
The entire Royal Crown bench was hoping she'd get called for a travel first.
Wisniewicz finds Lonergan in the corner. Back to Wisniewicz. Top side three off the iron into the hands of Robinson. 3 seconds left. Does Robinson have time to get it off? She does, but it misses, and it's 25-14, an 11-point lead after 8 minutes of play. Royal Crown in front of Bill Crothers here at Bill Crothers Secondary School, part of the 2024 OSBA Fall Showcase. Again, JJ Evison alongside Sydney Holmes for the rest of the day. We've been with you all weekend long. We appreciate you tuning in on OSBA TV on YouTube. 2 more games following this one. We have Code National going up against Orangeville Prep next. But this game, you know, getting your money's worth for admission, getting to see this Royal Crown team play. They are a well-oiled machine already. It's not even the regular season. They've got all-stars up and down this lineup, and I'm loving the additions I'm seeing. Jessica Baila, Jada Queely, Eunicia Salgado, from last year. They weren't there, and they're joining a team that has championship aspirations both at the junior and senior level.
And it's not just for this women's program, too. The men's program coming off of a championship from last season. There's high expectations. In total, the entire basketball program for Royal Crown has 16 championships. So that's not a small achievement.
Nope, decorated program for sure.
A very decorated program that also shows to the strength of not only the players they bring in, but their coaching staff as well, the experience of the coaching staff, and how they're truly able to cement themselves as a winning organization. But in the same breath, though, too, we look at Bill Crothers. They're still in this game, fighting chance. So we're down by 11 going into the second quarter. Very, very doable. What I'd like to see them rely on a little bit more, which allowed this game to be a bit closer in the first few minutes of the first quarter, was rely on their shot. They were knocking down their shots, whether it be the deep corner three, post move. I want to see more of that aggression, because Royal Crown has a tendency to prevent teams from playing their game. They push the game and force teams to really play out of position. So I just want Bill Crothers to kind of just truly sit in their foundation and really execute this here going into the second quarter.
Wisniewicz hands it off to Gooding. Dancing around the outside. Katarina Pappas now back to Wisniewicz, spinning into trouble. Lonergan's got to get it up. Blocked at the top. Loose ball corralled by Shibangu, and now it's up to Barry. Barry looking down inside. Tumba gets space. Not going to miss from there. The Colts now over the timeline. Wisniewicz, pass intended for Pappas. Goes out of bounds.
Royal Crown is very good at picking up the pace of the game, but in turn, it also means that teams have to be more mindful about not being pressured to play away from a style that's truly their own. Bill Crothers, I just would love to see them execute here on offense. Fantastic interception there.
Out on the run, getting space. The no-look reverse, you got to do a little bit better of a job if you have that kind of time to get that basket. You see the hands on the head there for Sana Alonso. She knew she had more time than what she allowed herself to do.
I also think, too, that means you have to have the decision of, I'm going to drive to the net rather than just, okay, I caught the ball. Where am I? Where can I score?
Believe Shibangu working down low to get position. That pass off the fingertips and out of bounds. So the Colts now stuck 13 here. A minute and a half played in the second quarter. Wisniewicz trying to find the lane. Rihanna Hart-Palarka off the mark. And rebound to Tumba. Shibangu was the intended target there. Knocked out of bounds by Alonso. Good heads-up play, getting back on defense. Nina Wisniewicz intercepting that pass, taking it all the way to the hoop for two. Chance Barry down inside. Believe Shibangu, one bounce, elevate, bottom. Petznick. And minimal motion right now from the Colts. Petznick's calling for it over the top. Here it is. Rihanna Hart-Palarka kicks it back out. Gooding, no. Lauren Quantz. Barry. Skalski off the front of the iron. Nice whip pass inside. The bounce pass swallowed up by Skalski, who gets it right to Barry. Barry moving downhill. Shibangu gets space, uses her frame to get more. Can't get the shot to go and out the other way. Sienna Petznick working on Shibangu. There's the dive by Alonso, and Alonso fouled on the way to the basket by Skalski. Alonso to the free throw line.
It was a good play from Petznick. I do just want to see Bill Crothers use her a little bit more. There's a few times, at least with the defense that Royal Crown is using. She's open down low, but with where she's positioning herself, she doesn't want to draw too much attention, so she's kind of being quiet and just waving her hands. But the passes just need to be a bit more accurate. The one-handed passes that she's getting are just not effective, and they're not allowing her to get into a true position.
Well, Bill Crothers, they need to get the ball to her quickly because of the way that the Royal Crown defense moves so well. And you're right, that last possession, Petznick had the ball quickly inside and then didn't know what she was going to do next with it. So when you want that ball and you're demanding that ball, you have to know your next move before the ball comes to you.
Absolutely, and she created the space by faking the first time, but she should not have passed it because there was two Royal Crown defenders. And you said, JJ, they move on a string. When one person rotates, they all rotate. So if you have the opportunity to get the ball inside, like you said, you have to be concise on what move you're going to do to get yourself open.
It feels like this next 5 minutes will dictate the rest of the game. Do the Colts have what it takes to chip away at this lead, or will Royal Crown keep their foot on the gas and continue jamming the ball down inside to the big three, Devine Toumba, Johanna Fahmy, and of course, believe it, Shibangu?
It's going to have to be decided on these last two the next two offensive possessions for the Colts. If they're able to get some baskets, get some clean shots off on the net, I think that's going to be a true telltale sign that this is going to be a competitive game all the way to the end. But if they are unable to score on the offensive end and we see that defense is kind of just not where it needs to be, I'm afraid, like you said, that this game could be decided within the next few minutes here.
Kiyomi Huestis checks in for the Lions, number 30 in white on the far block. Some tape on the shoulder there. Shibangu left all alone underneath, misses the opportunity, and the rebound corralled by Petznick. And Shibangu gets a foul called on her down low. That's good ball movement, unable to corral the pass, Rihanna Hart-Palarka. And that's a turnover. Got to limit those moving forward. Here's Barry. Bounce pass. Inside. Toumba. Kick back out. Skalski's a shooter. Front iron, no. Shibangu. Second chance, yes. And all of her damage has come down low as she uses her frame to really clear out her defenders. Nice move. On the near side, Gooding fakes the shot. Loses the handle. Barry comes away with it over the timeline, has Skalski to her left, and the shot's up. That one gonna get the shooter's touch, Rachel Skalski. And you can see on that sideline, Coach Lee not happy with the defensive effort following the made basket, wanted her team up much further. Skalski ahead of the pack. Yes, and we have, believe, Shibangu grabbing her knee and her hip. Something to keep an eye on that left side as we see Johanna Fahmy getting ready to check back in alongside Jiska Baila. So Barry to the bench and Jada Quealy back in as well.
Not allowing your team to get complacent even with this lead. A prime example, Skalski got the three ball, but yet at the same time Coach Lee is yelling at her, get in position. We're pressing. You have to be in position. It keeps you mindful. Just because you make a basket doesn't mean you just get to casually run back on defense.
And out of bounds from the Colts, and the Lions continue to put pressure on this Bill Crothers squad. Fahmy gets the inbound pass and up to the top, Quealy. Tumba looking for the entry pass, that one knocked away. Alonzo waiting for some teammates, side to side. Here's Petsnick to the floor. And looking for somebody to pass it to, no one was there. Devine Tumba misses. Rebound collected by Quealy at the top now. It's Huestis, no. Wisniewicz moving downhill. Travel called, dragged the back foot. And that's good defense by Johanna Fahmy to get that turnover, giving her team possession of the ball back, up by 19. 3:15 remaining in the second quarter. Nice move. Bila to the rack. Doesn't get the fall. Wisniewicz bailed out by a teammate. Lonergan ahead. Petsnick. Pilarka. Now Wisniewicz near side into the corner. Gooding. That inside pass knocked away. Quealy blocked from behind by Nina Wisniewicz. Well-timed block there.
Wisniewicz really making her position known on both sides of the floor. We see she's very crucial offensively, but her timing on that shows me that she's clinical on blocking.
Wheelie looking for somebody inside. Salgado makes a move to the basket. That's a strong move. Doesn't get the first attempt. Second chance opportunity. Backing back in. That misses again. Salgado, third chance, and on the third try, fouled. And will head to the free throw line shooting 2 with 2:23 remaining in the first half. First finds its way through the mesh. Same result on the second, so a 2-for-2 trip to the line for Eunicia Salgado. The Colts hounded near the timeline. And it seems like every single Royal Crown Lion has length for days. Energizer battery type of longevity with their energy. A lot is demanded of their players.
It's like the conditioning would have to be just as equally balanced in terms of necessity with the basketball skills.
Salgado makes it on the first attempt that time. Unable to save it to a teammate. Colts are out on the run. The pass manages to stay in, but bobbled, and a turnover the other way. Trailing the play is Huestis, moving downhill now. Last touched by a Colt, and the Lions have possession on the baseline, up 23 with 1:38 remaining. And those 4 minutes, or 4.5 minutes, did prove to be challenging for the Colts as the Royal Crown team extends their lead. We'll see what adjustments are made in the second half, but another and one opportunity. Going back to the line, Eunicia Salgado just sank both of them, looking for the three-point play here. Nothing but nylon. Substitution for the Colts. Adriana Paletti heads on, and Alyssa Gooding will catch a breather. Just Gabila caught reaching in. Wisniewicz between the legs, gets some space, and over the timeline, has one to beat. Gets an angle, shooter in the side wing, back up to the top. Alonso moving downhill. Shot's got to be up, 2 seconds. Step back, Alonso one more time. Off the back of the iron and to the side. Quealy working to her left. Under a minute remaining in the opening half. Fahmy wastes this from the corner. Yeah. Nothing but nylon keeps the twine on the iron. Active hands. Quealy will go to the free throw line. And somehow Coach Lee still not impressed.
It's the mindset of demanding perfection. But I think Chance was kind of saying that with us.
I guess it starts from the coach down, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's not. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I would be shocked to know that the mindset of the players wouldn't match the mindset of the coach. If you are demanding perfection of yourself, I would assume that kind of has to sprout from somewhere.
Wheelie follows up a couple of perfect trips to the line with one of her own. Wisniewicz over the timeline, dribbles it away, costly turnover. Byla has one to beat, gets her own rebound. Almost all 10 jerseys stuck in the paint. Another offensive rebound for the Lions. Here's Fahmy up top, straightaway three, no. Rebound, Salgado, put back, Salgado. Nice pass. Knew the teammate was coming. Lonergan to Alonso. 7 seconds left. The pass up ahead. Salgado adding to Royal Crown's lead. 52 points after 16 minutes of play. Royal Crown well ahead of Bill Crothers here. As we step aside for halftime, we will be back with third and fourth quarter action. You're watching the 2024 OSBA Fall Showcase. Stick with us. More action on the other side. Royal Crown dominating 52-19, and they're coming off a 9-5 record last season, and right away marking themselves as the team to beat. It doesn't matter who their opponent is, what the score is, they play full throttle for all the minutes on the court. I
Yes.
was trying to do quick math in my head. 32 minutes in these games. I believe 10-minute quarters in regular season.
With a team like Royal Crown, when you expect, usually every single game they go into, you expect high-level performance. With that, obviously, more often than not, it'll translate into the scoring. But I do want to focus on something that I think they can improve on, is we've seen it happen a few times to them where they'll score offensively, and then on the way back in transition, they're too slow getting back into the position that they need to be. We've seen Coach Lee yell at them profusely. Just because you make the basket doesn't mean your job is done. So we've seen a few times the Colts have been able to capitalize on that, and in transition, they've been able to get a 1-2 easy layup position. So that's something that I would like to see Royal Crown limit going into the second half of play here. But apart from that, I mean, on offensively, there's nothing really I can say that they haven't been doing so far. It would just be a little tweak defensively that I think that they would add to their overall performance.
No,
today.
they've done an excellent job sharing the ball when you look top to bottom at who's been scoring. Obviously, Chance Berry is up there. Katarina Veljevic has had great minutes. Rachel Skulski, the newcomer to the team, has shown her shooting prowess. Kiyomi Huestis not afraid to throw it up. And then working inside, you got Tumba, Fami, Shibangu, Salgado. It's just the top to bottom, this roster has no holes. And if they utilize everybody to their full potential, it is going to be fun to watch them throughout the duration of this season. The Colts have possession to start the second half. Alyssa Gooding comes to grab the inbound pass. Petsnick now. Gooding up top, through the hands, over and back. Not called. Should have been called. Yes, it is called. There's a delay on the call there, but the correct call was made. Chance Berry now. Tumba working on her defender, kicks it back out. Quealy fakes a shot, steps in. And a turnover, a call on Tumba. Gets the ball back into the hands of the Colts.
I think in her eyes, she was just trying to fight for position, but in some cases, if you're a bit too aggressive, the refs might call it on a foul, but hey, take your chances, I'd say.
And there's a chance taken by Byla. Hands it off to Berry. Berry finishes the play. Gooding over the timeline. Alonso. Back to Gooding. Looking for an entry pass. That one out of the reach of Mina Wisniewicz. Berry gets it into Shibangu. Good to see that she's back on the floor. No ailments from when she was substitute out to be inspected for an injury. Turnover out the other way. Quealy. Travel. Called one too many steps on what could have been an easy lay-in. Just a lapse in mental use right there. Picking up the ball one step too early. Alonso off the mark. Berry accepts the pass. Left hand no good. Shibangu gets the rebound. Right back up with it, no. Second chance opportunity. Gets her own rebound. Shibangu doesn't miss on this third attempt. Berry reads it well. Interception, referees in the middle of the play. Doesn't matter. Kick back out. Byla. Feet set, threes up, no. Wisniewicz throws it away.
Miscommunication. I think she anticipated her running more, but instead she stopped and just wasn't able to catch up.
Barry working on the far side with Tumba. Tumba rolls. Barry couldn't find her. Foul's going to go against the Colts. Baseline out. Tumba runs into trouble. Barry has it. Baseline. Off the backboard. Good job to create space and move to the middle of the paint by Chance Barry. Petsnick and Alonso playing pass. Now it's Gooding. Petsnick, nice take, give and go, well-timed cut, great pass, on time, on target. Barry ignores the screen and then throws it right into the hands of Wisniewicz, who read that the cross-court pass was going to be there. Contact by Jiska Baila will send Petsnick to the free throw line.
Something I've seen from Petsnick so far in this game is she's not afraid to drive to the net. That's a given. Something that I want her to add is going up with a lot more certainty and strength. Where I think she could add that is on this play specifically. Her momentum is moving forward, and in cases like that, it's hard for you to really get like a good shot off. So what I would have suggested is grab the ball, one hard dribble, stop yourself, and go up. Either way, you're either going to get the foul because the defense is still running into you, or you're going to get the easy 2 points.
Petsnick brings the total up to 22 for the Colts. Barry takes the handoff. Far side now, Amaya Robinson trying to find a lane. Chibangu inside Tumba, who got position. One step right, elevates, and no mistake. Petsnick trying to shake Barry. Time and space for the shooter on the far side, bottom, Kate Lonergan. Tumba, again establishing position. Good footwork. High off the glass and through.
I've never seen a ball hit that high off the backboard and still be able to go in.
Gooding to Petsnick. Oh, there was a roller. Gooding puts it on the deck. Petsnick there. Nice two-person game.
Great positioning and great team basketball on that play.
Give it up, relocate. Tumba just getting down low. Too easy. And the pass splits the hands of Chibangu and Barry. Timeout on the floor. Royal Crown calls the timeout. 3:57 left in the third quarter. 62-27. The Lions ahead.
On that play, what I would have suggested for Tumba is fake the pass because I don't know why, but we've seen a lot of people on the men's and women's side, when you're so low down, if you're at a bad angle, making a pass is just going to put your teammate in a either similar spot or worse spot than you are. When you're that low, your best decision is either to take it out, or if you think you can do a post move to get yourself in a better position to either get the shot off or a layup attempt, it's better than like dishing it off to another teammate further down on the court than you are.
I know we've talked about it a couple of times, but I'm just so impressed with the identity that this Royal Crown team has gotten so far. And obviously it comes from the head coach and the assistant coaches down, but it's the expectations are clear and concise and understood by the players. And nothing, goes unnoticed. Every little detail matters.
Even with such a lead like this, they still are on them about their defense, where they should be on offense. Every single time they make a basket, they're yelling at them to get back in position, or you should have been here for this cut. It's like even if they get the point off the play, they're still correcting so we can make it even better on their next trip down.
Gooding in the front half for the Colts. Wisniewicz. Far side guarded closely by Veljovic. Gooding works her way back to the middle. Behind the back pass, closely contested. Amaya Robinson right there defensively. Gooding picks it up. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Alonso to the basket, off the backboard and through. It's Amaya Robinson. Johanna Fahmy. What happened?
He blew the whistle at the top, but I don't know if the whistle maybe came out of his mouth partly, but when he blew it the first time, it was very quiet. So he had to blow it again to call for the foul, but he called the foul. I think it was a blocking.
Okay. He didn't make any hand signals that I saw.
No.
Katarina Veljovic and Amaya Robinson playing catch. Amaya Robinson, a deep three. Oh, boy.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, he probably just blew the whistle by accident because the shot clock didn't change, so I think he just made the mistake.
Unintentional
Yeah.
whistle. Wow, that was a deep three, almost a logo three from Robinson there. Sana Alonso backing down her defender, gets the shot up, but not to go. Salgado with the rebound, and now Robinson traipsing up the left-hand side. Katarina Veljovic inside. Fahmy makes a move, gets it up, and flexing on him, Johanna Fahmy.
It's interesting. We talked sometimes with braids, but Fahmy is the only one I've seen to actually tuck her braids in her jersey.
I was wondering what it was sticking out of the back of the jersey, and then I realized.
I guess it's certain play styles, I guess, for her. If she's down low spinning in the post, maybe she doesn't want it interfering, so it's better just to tuck it in.
Robinson tries the jab step. The shot is up and off the mark. Tapped out of bounds by Salgado. Colt ball. Got a pair of substitutions. Rihanna Hart-Palarka checking back in, along with Katarina Pappas. It's Petsnick on the baseline. Pappas has it now. Working to the middle of the floor, over the timeline. Good defense there by Calvert. Keeping her away from the middle. Gooding now. Veljovic goes for the steal, comes away with it. Into trouble, and Palarka called for the foul. I remember talking to Katarina Veljovic last year when Royal Crown hosted Crestwood Prep for the game of the week. And she didn't get much time on the floor, but we had a conversation before the game, and she really works on her meditation and her mindfulness more than any other player that I've had the chance to interact with. And I think going through last season and now obviously taking a step forward in her contributions to the team, she's seeing more run, and it's obvious that it's her energy, effort, and knowledge of where to be on the court that's given her that advantage. And I can only think that the meditation, mindfulness helps with that.
Oh, for sure. And it's interesting, too, because it's so easy to get complacent when you're on the bench. You're not getting as many minutes as you think you should be getting. But that just shows to her character and her mindset to think, you know what, I'm going to look at improving myself so that way when I do get the opportunity, I can excel. And she's definitely showing that now.
Gooding on the near side into the corner. Petsnick. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Gooding going to step into something. One pass. Shot is up off the backboard and through the hoop. It is a three-pointer from the fingertips of Katarina Pappas. Amaya Robinson with the response. No hesitation as she stepped into that one. Here's Pappas now. Veljovic thought about going for that steal. Palarka. Veljovic gets the steal out on the run, and what a well-timed move to get that ball loose and run down the court for an easy two. And those are the types of plays, that's winning basketball right there. 40 seconds remain in the third quarter. Bill Crothers trail Royal Crown. And another interception, 1-2 step, dragging that back foot. Eunicia Salgado, a great addition to this Lions squad. Pappas ahead to Gooding. Another deflection from Veljovic. Travel called.
Royal Crown bench is calling for one shot. We got 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
Calvert from 3. No. Pappas. 4 seconds left. Veljovic causes the turnover. Fahmy from half court had the line, not the distance. And after 24 minutes of play, 75-32. 8 minutes remaining in this game before we move on and welcome Code National against Orangeville Prep to center court here at Bill Crothers Secondary School. It is the 2024 OSBA Fall Showcase. JJ Evison alongside Sydney Holmes. We've been here all weekend. It's been a fantastic weekend. We want to thank the host, Bill Crothers Secondary School, for allowing us to participate and allowing all of these teams to come in and use their facilities and display what level of talent we have here in Ontario and in Quebec. Get these teams ready for the upcoming season. We want to shout out Shams, the snack guy, obviously keeping us interested in the world of snacks. He's got quite the selection there, and like wrap. What are those wrap chips?
It was like one of those, I don't know, I don't want to say one-of-a-kind things, but I think it was just like this fun thing that rappers decided to do, which is like inspired flavors. It's pretty good, actually. I don't know if you've ever had some, but
I've not.
They're pretty good.
I was checking out the table yesterday. They had the Coca-Cola Oreo hybrid products.
I don't know how I feel about. I was gonna say I don't know how I feel about those. I like them separately. My first thought is together they wouldn't work, but I've heard from other people that they're not the worst things in the world.
I mean, they're probably just loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
And that tastes good.
Yeah. So in turn, Coca-Cola Oreos are fantastic.
I thereby deduce that they are my new favorite snack.
Yeah, there we go.
A lot of spectators in this gymnasium for this game, and it's still continuing to fill up. 8 minutes left on the clock, 75-32. Royal Crown ahead of Bill Crothers. Amaya Robinson gets the first touch offensively. Too much time and space for Lauren Quantz. That's off the mark, but who's right there for the rebound? Tumba, and then Katarina Veljovic fighting for it. Gets it right back to Quantz. No good on the second try. Gooding has to get it over the timeline. Veljovic right there, active hands. Tumba comes away with the ball. Now they're fighting for it on the ground. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favoring the Royal Crown. Katarina Pappas on the far side. The roller didn't continue to roll where that pass was intended to. Rachel Skulski walks into a 3. Side iron. Tumba couldn't corral the loose ball. Petsnick now working on Skulski. Hands off to Pappas. Good defensive switch there. Skulski now out on the shooter. Affecting the shot enough. Robinson ahead to Skulski. She's got Veljovic to her left. Uses her. Veljovic off the backboard and through.
That was a good look, too. And also having the discipline to know that the lane would have been cut off for yourself, but there's enough room to give it a pass. That was a very smart decision.
Gooding makes a move into the middle. Pappas now extra pass. Rihanna Hart-Palarka back to Pappas. Shoots it from deep, nothing but nylon. Amaya, and so she leaked out after contesting that 3, got behind the Colt defense, and a good find by Amaya Robinson.
That's a true example for what Royal Crown was looking to eliminate, was just because you have a good play does not mean you can go back relaxed on defense. You have to remain high energy on both sides of the floor.
Palarka's shot off the front of the iron. Quantz can't come away with the rebound. Gooding thought about it, now takes it downhill. Jump ball called. And the Lions still have possession. Veljovic working on one. Bounce pass. Extra pass. Skulski from deep. Yes. Bottom. Petsnick. Handoff Palarka. Loses bounds. A trio of substitutions for the Colts. Get some fresh legs on the court. Here's Robinson over the timeline. Skulski now far side. Inside to Huestis. Huestis, one move to the basket. Shot rolls around. And Nina Wisniewicz the other way. Kicks it out. Gooding. One move inside. Floater around and out. Robinson quickly the other way now. Has a shooter in the corner. Huestis puts it up a little too far. Last touched by Tumba, who's contesting that there was a grab on the arm. Ref didn't see it that way.
Usually how it's you can't really get mad at the ref if they didn't see it, you know?
Wisniewicz finds the roller. Kick out. Gooding. That was Alonso missing narrowly. Wisniewicz from three, off the mark. Tumba heads to the bench as Johanna Fahmy checks back in. Robinson with the handoff to Huestis. Now on the other side, Fahmy up top. Nice give and go. Good defense there, getting hands in the passing lanes from the Colts. Jump ball should be favoring the Colts. I don't think the scores table has changed it. They just changed it now.
Yeah. A part of me thinks that maybe the refs are just kind of reminding each other.
No, well, I don't know. It looks like they're relying on the scoreboard, but the last jump ball resulted in a Lions ball. So
yes.
Somebody at the scores table is a little delayed in changing that arrow. Chance Berry into the game now. Huestis. Lauren Quantz, deep three off the mark. Jump ball called. Now it's going to go the way of the Colts.
There we go.
And they immediately change it so that they know the next jump ball will go back to Royal Crown. Gooding on the near wing. Petsnick up top, tries to go downhill. Fahmy gets a hand on it. 2-on-1. Fahmy going to 1-2 step into traffic. Doesn't matter. Completes the play anyway.
It's almost like she wanted contact on that one.
Petsnick in the key. Alonso makes a move. Gets it back out. Paletti. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Wisniewicz has to do something with it, finds a lane, and gets fouled on her way to the basket.
Currently sitting at the 3-minute mark. I know we've been talking about how there is just an overwhelming, strong sense of leadership and determination coming from Royal Crown. But JJ, I want to ask you, is there anything that you would right now that the Colts are doing successfully for one, and then something that they could look to improve on for their future games here?
I think for me, I'm not hearing a lot of voices on the court, so that's probably the point of contention for me. Every single voice that I hear is coming from a player in white, and you need to have vocal teammates, and you need to be able to direct traffic with your voice, and that's a big part of the game. So for me, that's a point of improvement for Bill Crothers. But I like the way that they're getting through the press by the Lions. And when they get into that front court, whether it's Petsnick or Gooding or Alonso, obviously you can't shoot all your shots from the outside, but there was a series of plays where the pass went from Petsnick to Gooding and then the dive was right away.
Yes.
So making sure that once you pass the ball, you continue to move and not stay stagnant is what I'm liking from them. If they can get back to that, that would be great as well. As we see Huestis at the free throw line. 3-point play is good. 87-36, Royal Crown in charge. See right there, Wisniewicz gave it up, but then just faded away when there was a lane. Wisniewicz from deep off the iron and out of bounds.
She needs to remain active in the play.
Yeah, and both, the other big was up. The other big, I guess, Alyssa Gooding was up, and so when you have those two players up at the top, both of the defenders are there. Let's say you send one down, you're putting pressure on Royal Crown's defense to communicate who's going to dive with them. And if both defenders go, then you have the open shot at the three. If neither of them go, you got the leaker down low. So they got to put pressure on the interior defense for Royal Crown. Right now it's just a little too easy.
It also is giving, it's not really validating their defense. If you try hard on defense and you get a stop, and then you go down on offense and you're not testing the other team's defense in the exact same way, it makes all your effort on defense pointless if you're not going to go down and at least get a successful try at it. I can understand if the team you're competing against is very solid and they're not making a lot of mistakes on defense, as Royal Crown usually does, but that doesn't mean that you can at least have good looks and have these opportunities where you're giving yourself a fair shot at getting a basket.
A lot of the good looks that Bill Crothers was getting was from those action passes. And the give and goes, finding the holes in the defense when there are them. Not often is that the case. 2:21 remaining in regulation here. Three o'clock is the next tip-off between Code National and Orangeville Prep. Chance Berry working inside. Veljovic back into Berry on the block. Huestis fighting with Quealy for it. Quealy inside out dribble moving downhill. Well-timed block by Gooding, but her foot was out of bounds as she tried to corral the loose ball. Fahmy, Berry, three, bottom. That was a well-designed play on the inbound. Guess what? Veljovic with the steal, misses the putback. Kind of laughing at herself there. And pushing the pace well ahead. Here's Petsnick in the near corner, moving into the paint. Petsnick, too strong. Fahmy with the rebound. Quealy ahead, keeping it, taking, making.
Getting close to that 100 mark. 8 points away. We're coming up to a minute left.
Should that be the goal set by Coach Lee and her coaching staff?
I honestly don't even think they care, to be honest. I haven't seen them really look up at the scoreboard in a minute. I think they're more focused on how their team is playing and how they're able to remain more consistent and solid during the entirety.
Shot clock violation. Good defensive stand there by Royal Crown. And you're right, they haven't looked at the scoreboard once, because it doesn't matter to them what the score is. No. They play until the final whistle. Here's Berry over the timeline. Quealy back to Berry. She's got Huestis to her right, keeps And that time, Gooding gets more than just the ball. She gets Chance Berry's arm. The total is up to 94 for Royal Crown. The Colts looking for somebody to get it in.
Looking at a full court press here from Royal Crown.
Put pressure on your opponent, make them earn it, right? Nothing easy. Poletti over the timeline. Whip pass far side, Alonso. Coming up with the loose ball, Veljevic. Jump ball, and Royal Crown get it. Berry wants it on the block, spinning into the paint. Oh, she wanted the and one. A little upset with herself there. Knew she was going to get the contact, just couldn't get the ball to drop.
The sentence was like halfway out of her mouth when the ball went out.
The whole team was up shouting and one. That stroke is pure.
I think it just shows the amount of hours she's put into the gym. Like the confidence she has. Every time she releases it, she expects it to go in.
.24.5, another full court press here. Alonso makes a move to the basket. Steps through, doesn't get the shot to go. Fahmy pushing ahead. Berry gets points 97 and 98. 98 points in a 36-minute game. Royal Crown with another dominant win. This one comes over the host school, Bill Crothers. So 3 o'clock tip-off is the next one, and Royal Crown definitely putting a target on their backs for the team to beat this season. We'll step aside for a quick break and be right back. Code National Orangeville Prep coming up next. You're watching the 2024 OSBA Fall